Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why there's no such coaching program like my coaching program, and nobody spends as much time with and on their clients like I do. True story. All the information from me is below. I coach in Zoom sessions as well as in phone sessions. So you have the choice between two types of packages. One is a standard package of 2 to 3 times per week. I get together with you via Zoom or phone call. This frequency again does not exist anywhere on the internet. And the deluxe one. And this one is 3 mandatory sessions, and in between you have access to me via email, text messages, and if need be, you can send me an audio message to which I will, of course, reply. In order to be in my coaching, you need to pre-book. You need to sign the coaching agreement, which basically states I'm not a therapist. You need to respect the coach. You do not get to replicate my coaching program and take it elsewhere and benefit from it and profit from it. And everything is completely confidential in my coaching unless you become a threat to yourself, to me, or to others. Also, there is a clause in my coaching agreement. Never had to mention it before, but again, since the last developments with the copycat, if you break the law, if I became aware that you're breaking the law, the coaching stops, and I am obligated to report this to the authorities. I'm a very direct coach. I require that you come to work, that you don't rebuttal my methods, because if you could have done this yourself, you would have already done so. Additionally, I want to remind everybody that if you haven't subscribed yet to my monthly audios, which is an entry-level coaching package, these are audios essentially full of material that I share, that I have first written for my book, but I decided to create this never-ending audiobook instead. And these are audios, there are 15 of them that you will receive every month. And it's essentially channeled material that I wanted to include into my book, and I will at some point, but it goes into depth discussing specific person, specific people, relationships in general, thought transmission, magic spells, which is energy work, remote viewing, a holographic universe, principles, etc., dreams, you name it. And essentially, again, it's channeled material, which everything I do is channeled. Of course, I have educated myself for the last 15 years as a coach. However, I do channel all of it, and in my sessions when I show up, it's almost like I have to re-listen sometimes, because a lot of it I cannot recall, because I am in the moment with you and channeling the best kind of advice, the best kind of guidance. Okay, so you'd be very wise to sign up to those audios, whether or not you're coming into coaching with me. Drop everything, sign up now, lock that price in. It's at $450 right now. It will definitely go up because it's ridiculous how much stuff is in there, as well as exercises and some information, a lot of information that I share only one-on-one in coaching with people. Now, 2 additional packages are the video school that goes step by step through my coaching program, that kind of like a do-it-yourself situation, as well as on Sundays, we have group coaching via Zoom. Okay, so that's for a couple of hours. You have me to kind of pop in, get some guidance, or get a taste of my coaching before you sign up. Okay, and additionally, of course, you can book me for an hour before signing up for a monthly coaching, of which I recommend 2 to 3 months, in order to really in depth go over my coaching program one-on-one. If you have any questions, please email me or comment below. So I keep answering questions from my mailbox, of which I have a tremendous lot. I don't know, it's like 5,000, over 5,000. And I keep reading through them. These are questions that came in, throughout the time of me being on YouTube, which is almost 2 years now. I just never had a chance to go through them. So one of the questions that keep popping up in a lot of interactions via email and via, even in coaching with me from clients is how to create a lasting change. Okay, how to really kind of hone in on this change and not bounce back, to literally just make it stable. So what's coming up today for me is, and every time I'm inspired to like basically channel this message for you, it's for a reason. Okay, so I don't question it. So I just go with the moment inspiration. It's kind of like I watched the interview with Lenny Kravitz the other day, and Lowe. Zane Lowe, for those of you who know who he is, he does a lot of interviews with artists, but Lenny Kravitz was basically saying what a lot of artists say and do, is that they channel all of their material, all of their music. Michael Jackson would say the same thing. I mean, all of them. It's almost like it doesn't belong to you. It's just being channeled. And I would say that that's true about everything that I do here and everything that I do with my fashion company and everything. So in essence, this is kind of not even my own, you could say, but if I'm plagiarizing anybody, it's plagiarizing God, so to speak. And so what's coming up today for me is that you have to be in the frequency. Okay, you're kind of channelers of your own life. And to make a stationary change, to make a change that long lasting and, stays forever if you wanted to, you have to channel a different frequency, and that begins with, of course, work on yourself and creating a new mindset that goes along with that frequency. So in other words, if you're manifesting your SP back, or if you're manifesting money, you cannot go into this manifestation with your old pattern, of thinking. If you're manifesting a lot of money, that you have more than enough money to spend on whatever it is you want. Now, be obviously, logical about it. I'm not saying to overspend, etc. But where you can start behaving as a wealthy person. Okay, that's the most powerful trick. I mean, I gave examples on my channel where, when I didn't have a lot of money, I would just spend it all because I had that much faith that more money would show up. And inevitably it did that day, okay, in many cases, because I just was sending a powerful message to the universe that here I am. I have full trust in you. I had full trust in myself, parenthesis here. I didn't know it back then. That was in my early 20s. But I still knew on some level that the universe will show up for me. All right. Here come the sirens. So instead of, not believing, I believed. If I didn't believe, not a goddamn thing would change. Okay. So whatever mindset you're going into your transformation, your change, the manifestation that you're creating, on the inside, you need to be that person already. You need to be that person with the money. You need to channel that person. How do they move? How do they smell? How do they spend their money? Are they generous, or are they still kind of like afraid of the other shoe dropping, and all these like catastrophizing, scenarios that people like to indulge in? Like, this has not served you, like not one little bit. Why are you so married to this mindset? What benefit did you ever derive out of it, And of course, this requires work, like I said, which is why I offer coaching. And, a tremendous amount of people derived a tremendous amount of benefit by changing their mindset in my coaching. Okay, you have to be open to it though. You cannot be stuck in your old ways and create a new kind of life. Just mathematically impossible. One frequency has nothing to do with the other one. Okay, and if you're in transition or in manifesting something like your SP, you really need to know, first of all, that the universe has always been on your side. So much so it is on your side that you created the separation with your SP. You created the separation with your money. But it's always available to you in the parallel reality. It's just not even a millimeter away, like I always say. And so the way you create this lasting change is that you tune in every single morning to the same frequency that represents your godliness, your total power over your reality, in departments that matter to you. Again, don't waste your time on things that do not matter to you. I mean, this does not mean you're going to like transform your life in a 100% paradise. There will be things that you won't care for. But guess what? If 99% of your time, of the time, your life is blissful and extraordinary, if 0.0001% is some kind of a shit show person or a shitty situation, will you give a fuck? Absolutely not. I can tell you from experience, you will not. In fact, it will be entertaining for you. Okay. Oh, something to learn from. How nice. This kind of situation. But in order to turn that situation around, where right now maybe it's 99% shit show, and I'm exaggerating, but for fun, you need to start tuning in into a different frequency by becoming a person who has what you're seeking now. Because the reality is that the reason that you even want this something, it already exists with you. You already have it. You've had it all along. You're just pretending for the sake of, I don't know, theatrics or learning how to manifest, that you don't have it right now. In the invisible, you have everything. And some of you might say, well, what do I do with that, Anna? That's wonderful. In the invisible, I'm a billionaire. Yeah, you are. So your job, in fact, as a manifester, is to bring everything out of the invisible into the visible with frequency. Okay, if you turn on a different frequency inside your body, literally speaking, with feeling that you have this something, the sum of money, this blah, 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 the girl or the guy of your dreams, and blue, blah, blue, the apology, and whatever else the fuck you please, it will appear. It will have no choice but to. Okay, it's waiting on you to summon it, to whistle to it, and for it to appear. Okay, but again, it's difficult. It's easier said than done if you've got hang-ups, if you've got situations to get over, if you remember too much about the past version of this person. And look at, again, I always want to emphasize, some people you just don't want to bother with. It's too much in your face what they've done. All right. And I, for one, I'm a believer, abusive people don't belong in my life. I just look at them like, wow, that's how you spend your life? Good luck. So some people you don't care to change, but the people that represent to you happiness, and if you could change them in certain ways, okay, even narcissists, some narcissists that I encountered, they're not all bad. They just have some, toxic behavior. And some of the things that they do are not that destructive. They're not that abusive. Okay, there's some value in that because, in my personal life, I saw some really great traits in those people. Okay, for me personally, again, once it crosses over into the territory of like, I don't even understand what the fuck drives you. And to me, you're kind of like a crazy person at that. It becomes really difficult for me to even find something to hang on to in order to develop this new version in my vision. So I kind of check out. And especially if it's not, related to me directly, I also double check out. So it's up to you to kind of judge the situation and what you want to do. However, I'm not going to say it's impossible. It's just whatever you want to apply your attention and intention towards. And here's the kicker. The intention has to be there. All of these situations that we're talking about in manifestation, how to create this and any other, ultimately, what underneath it all transforms your life permanently is knowing that you have the ability to do so. And if you have the ability to transform it, you also have the ability to keep it that way. And that requires mastership of getting to know your ultimate version. And what does that even feel like? How does that even look like? How does that relationship even feel like? Am I going to be like even okay with having a good relationship? Because a lot of you, some of you come into my coaching You've had too many things going on in the past that, it takes some time to get used to the idea of like everything can just be okay. Everything can just be on my terms, etc. Nevertheless, the more you get to know that frequency of that parallel universe, world, timeline, whatever you want to call it, in which you are the perfect version, you may even have a different past, and the people that matter to you behave differently towards you, treat you differently. Everything is on your side. Everything is on your side anyway, parenthesis here, but even more so, okay, demonstrating itself to be on your side. You inevitably you start pulling that world into your everyday reality. And when you notice that it is not a chance, it's not by chance that, it's just hoopla and all of a sudden things just, everything just goes according to your plan. It's by design. Okay, so every morning you wake up, you design your life, yet another brick in the wall. And if you stay with that focus and you don't get derailed, like, oh, my manifestation isn't here, my manifestation isn't coming then, and manifestation as it is doesn't work or whatever, like, please, relax. Please drink some chamomile tea, seriously. Like, manifestation works, okay? If you're seeing stuff around you, you're manifesting that. That's how much it works. So you just need to cool your cookies and drink more chamomile tea. And remember that every day, okay, you're tuning into the vibration in which that happiness is stationary, that ultimate reality is stationary, and it's just takes some time in the 3D to readjust. I mean, chances are if you've done something for like X amount of years, don't you think that a few months of your, deliberate work, even if it's a year, even if it's a year and a half or whatever, I mean, listen, if you're in my coaching, it takes a lot shorter, okay? A lot less time. But don't you think that you owe yourself this practice of being on purpose and really sticking, or rather than giving up in the middle of it and waving your hands in the air? Like, where are you going? Back to the dysfunction? Yeah. You'd rather stick on this road of, yes, never-ending improvement. Guess what? You never stop fine-tuning your frequency. There's always higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. It never ends. Essentially, and eventually you will receive everything, but it's just how intense are you about it? How much do you believe that you're in control of the things that really matter to you? How fast do you think that your commands work? All of this, okay? Me, for one, I know my commands work instantaneously, okay? Which in some cases, personally, I hesitate because I know it will come true. And so I try to be benevolent, even towards the people that fuck me over or try to fuck me over. I try to be benevolent, not because I try to be a good person, although yes, I do, of course, but just because I don't want to exacerbate this kind of like, whatever, bad vibe in the universe, if you will. I wanted to keep it contained. So if I can get out of the situation by just kind of like, containing the situation, I try to do that. I tried to do that till the last minute. But eventually, in some cases, I had to send the energy back towards that person because they just never got the message. And listen, some people just need to learn their own lessons in this 3D kind of like matrix game where they don't get to fuck people over and walk away without any consequences. And so these are the things that you really need to keep in mind, that the universe works like a very, very well-oiled machine. And you're the one operating it. You're operating it with your emotions, with your thoughts, with your intentions, with your very strong intentions. You can recreate your life, I mean, literally within a week, if you want, if you really concentrate on it. In a day, you can transform your mood at the very least. You can start receiving confirmations of your intention working. And if you like what you see, keep it. Keep doing it. But it's up to you. It doesn't work if you're not working it, essentially. If you're working it, it does work. And if you know that it's working, thus, then you're not impatient. You're not saying, oh, where's my manifestation? You know that it's coming. You're not checking. You're not checking the 3D for proof. You already, everything in your body tells you, I am powerful. I've done this before. I've created miracles before out of thin air. I don't have to worry about anything. And when you reach that knowing that you are doing it and it's going to produce literal results, so much so that, you know, you needed to think about it first before writing it down or wishing it or doing like a magic spell that I teach people how to do, which, by the way, sign up for my monthly audios. A lot of it I discuss there, but one-on-one is much better. What can I say? Nothing beats one-on-one coaching. You realize that you're doing it all. You're doing it all, and you have to really be careful what you wish for, just like the title of one of my latest lives. So that's the deal. And that's, if you like what you see, keep doing it. Keep doing it and stop pretending you're not creating it, okay? It's all available to you now. I think the idea here, again, in this matrix of reality, this kind of like video game that we're playing on Earth, is basically to learn how to master your humanity and become God, become the God of your reality. And the human side, you know, comes with some limitations because it's buying into some bullshit drama, trauma, panorama, whilst growing up. You know, some beliefs from your parents, some beliefs from this one, that one, and the other one, from this incident, from that situation. And all of it is just theater, really. And you can cherry pick what you buy into today and what you, quite frankly, need to drop and have been needing to drop, to be honest. I just wish I could convey to you. I mean, I'd be on here like for hours, which I cannot do. Even this recording, I'm squeezing in between my meetings. I just wish I could convey to you how easily it is all to manifest anything, how easily you can do that in a fraction of time than you're thinking it's possible. Within a day, you can manifest anything you want. If you just come into agreement with yourself that you are that powerful, and yes, you can manifest that, and yes, you deserve it, and yes, you know, manifestation is not only real, but that's just, you know, the premise of the reality that we are living in, the construct, okay, depending entirely on you, on your decisions, on your energy, on the frequency with which you communicate and choose to communicate. And the frequencies, again, it's just like parallel realities. There are unlimited number of them. You choose which one you want to associate yourself with today. And you can change frequencies and realities like, I don't know, thousands of times per day if you wanted to, until you find the one that truly represents you. But me, myself, I prefer to get ahead of it and just, you know, kind of like get ahead of it and prepave it with the ultimate version of myself that I know already how it feels to have what I want. Okay, so I don't need to kind of like cruise around and check everything else out. I already know, but I've had practice. So you might want to have practice with different frequencies. I don't know. Only you will know the answer. And again, if that frequency gives you the result, and by the way, I'm giving you gold right here, right now. If that frequency gives you gold, produces the golden result, by tapping into it, keep it, do it more. And only you will know what it feels like. There are no words for it. You can't even describe it. Okay, I try to come up with words in my coaching to kind of like associate it with a certain situation that is a representation of sorts, but only you will know what it feels like to have everything you want. And so as much as you're tapping into that frequency, you will continue creating that reality unless you get sidetracked. The end. I just gave it to you. There you go. That's about all I have to say right now. In order to be in my coaching, again, you need to pre-book, sign the coaching agreement, a reminder again about the monthly audios, and you can also book the hour and then embark on the coaching journey with me. And I can apply that hour towards the coaching package. Thank you very much for listening. All info is below. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.